Wait, you do have a funnel, right? Because if you don't, then you should definitely get one because you're in big trouble. But assuming that you do, if you stick around till the end of this video, I'm gonna share with you the 6 principles, rules, or whatever you call them, which are a must for a high converting funnel. Now, I'm not making this up. I'm not coming up with ideas from here and there and piecing it together to make a video. These 6 things are literally coming from my own experience as a funnel builder who built funnels for a lot of people. A lot. So what's going on, everyone? My name is Sashank and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new to it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you end up liking this video, do hit the like button. And without wasting enough of our time, let's just get started. Okay, so just a quick note. All the 6 tips that I'm gonna give you, just follow them in the order that I will share. Okay, and because the first 2 rules I'm gonna share, those are the rules and you have to follow them. It doesn't matter what kind of funnel you're talking about or what kind of funnel you're trying to sell. Just remember, the first 2 rules are mandatory and you have to keep them in mind before even sketching your funnel. So yeah, let's get started with the first one. Okay, so the first rule is the rule of 1. I know it sounds simple, I know it sounds silly, but just keep in mind that for each and every page that you're gonna build, you should always have 1 offer, 1 sales message, and 1 goal. That should be your first rule. And you know, the only difference between a website and sales funnel actually comes down to this. If you don't follow the rule of 1 and if you don't keep it simple by having 1 call to action, and the call to action is kind of related to the goal, and if you don't have that, you're just gonna make the prospect confused. And we all know that the fact that confused mind always says no. We all know this fact, right? Because if you're learning funnels, if you're watching this video, there is a higher chance that you're a marketer or an entrepreneur who's trying to make into the online world. So just keep in mind the rule of 1 and stick to 1 thing. And yeah, I guess you have read the book 1 Thing and use it for your mindset, but the same 1 thing approach also applies to your pages of the funnel. And it's always better to stick to 1 goal, 1 offer, and 1 sales message. So before even sketching your funnel, just make sure you have your 1 offer, you have the sales message, because look, to sell something, let's say you're trying to sell this product, okay? To sell this product, there are different angles you can attack from. I mean, it's a circle. It doesn't have any boundaries. You can do it from any way. You can do it from any angle. And it's always better to decide the angle first before even structuring or before even putting in the actions. So just keep this in mind. This is one of the main things that I do when I'm just trying to build my first funnel, trying to build a funnel. Okay, so coming to the second rule, it's the 5-second rule. I know it kind of sounds, I don't know, it sounds bad, right? So just keep in mind the 5-second rule. It's similar to the rule of 1. In the 5-second rule, your goal is to capture the prospect's attention in the first 5 seconds. And it's usually done with like a proper header where you have a headline which is kind of attention grabbing, and you have some text here, a call to action. That's the normal way you do a funnel. But you should also have a graphic where people can relate to. After they read this part, after they read the headline, they can just look at the graphic and make a connection between what you're trying to say. And it's really important to do this in the first 5 seconds. And also, not only this, you also have to answer 3 questions. Okay, I'm gonna give you those questions right now. So the first question you have to answer in the second is who you are and what product you're trying to sell, what kind of benefit how it can help a prospect to go from here till here, because we all buy things for what it can do, not what it is. And the third question is how they can get it. Now, if you answer these three questions in the first 5 seconds, it should be usually in the first few sections. Okay, this is your header, and it should not be in the lower part of your page. It should be in the upper section so that they can clearly know what they're gonna get if they continue reading. And that's the rule. That's the goal for this part. Okay, so just to give you a brief summary. So far, we have talked about the rule of one, where you need to have one sales message, one offer, and one goal for your page. The second one is the 5-second rule, where your goal is to capture the prospect's attention in the first 5 seconds and give them the answer to the three questions, which are what you are or what you're trying to sell, what it can do for them, and how they can get it. Now, once these three things are done, once you have achieved these two goals in the first few sections of your page, now it's time to actually talk about the benefits and draw a sketch and do the proper structuring of your funnel. Now, I'm not going to show you how you should do the structuring and everything, because this video is completely focused on conversion, and we'll be talking more about conversion, and I'll definitely make another one where I talk about the funnel structure, design, and everything. Okay, so let's move to the third point: key benefits. Before talking about benefits and key benefits, let's just talk about facts versus benefits. Okay, so because I've seen a lot of people trying to sell their product based on facts and not benefit. But you know what? We are human beings, and we only buy products for what they can do and not for what they are. So for a supplement, let's say this is a detox supplement. Okay, for this supplement, the fact is it has 10 grams of giloy, which is like Ayurveda. Okay, and if you try to sell this supplement based on this fact that it has 10 grams of giloy, nobody is gonna buy, because you don't care about giloy, you don't care about magnesium, you don't care about carbon monoxide. I mean, those are just things, right? And nobody actually gives a damn about that. But we all care about the things that 10 grams of giloy can do, which is purifying the blood, detoxing from all the shits that we have in our body, and cleaning our body from a deeper level, cleaning our gut. You know, all those benefits are really important when we do care about them. And if you try to sell based on this, you'll see a lot higher conversion. And it's always easier to sell on benefits, because, hold on, I'm going to give you a great example. Okay, it's one of the historical examples that'll really help you to differentiate how important benefits are. Now, we all know the iPod, right? It's one of a kind where you had you can store one. When it first launched, it was the first device to help you, which gave you the ability to store 1,000 songs on your pocket, right? But do you think that this was the first gadget which actually had this ability? Just think for a while. No. Because there were other brands who had much better specs and who did much better job than the iPod. But all of those brands who were producing the cool gadgets, they were talking about memory card, they were talking about screen, they were talking about how fast it is, they were talking about speed, and you know, all those techie terms which doesn't mean anything to the normal audience. But Steve Jobs was a genius who kind of figured out that instead of talking about the tech part, if you simply focus on one key benefit of the MP3 player, it's gonna do a much better job. which is it can store 1000 songs in your pocket. And that's what made the iPod, and that's what made it famous. So if you guys stick to benefits instead of the facts, you're gonna see a lot higher conversion and a lot higher return on your ad spend. And also remember one thing, once you have your benefits figured out, do include them in bullet points, because we all have the tendency to scroll through the page, and then if we find it valuable, then we go and read it. So it's always better to, it's a must. You must put the benefits in bullet points. Include the benefits here in some section, okay? And then you can definitely go and create a section where you explain all the benefits properly, you know, and just make a good message and good copy. But keep in mind, always include the benefits in bullet points. So with that said, the fourth point is to include a video. For all of your sales pages, you should always include a video. It can be a 2-minute, 3-minute, or whatever, but just remember, include a video, because videos are communicate your message than words. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter whether you're selling a $7 product or a $2,000 product. If you have a video, people will know, like, and trust you more instead of just words. And for all of my clients, I just ask them to make a small video following the who, what, how script. This script I took from .com Secrets, so I didn't make this up. So the first question I ask them to answer is who they are and what kind of product they're selling. If it's a product, what kind of product it is. Now the second question I ask them to answer is what the product is gonna do for them, or what they are gonna do for them, or how they can help the prospect. Okay, and then the third one is how the prospect can get the product or service. So this is a basic overview of the script, but the main part in this script is the what section, because we all buy things to get to a certain goal, to become a certain version of ourselves. Let's break it down, okay? Because this is a really important part that I've learned in my almost a years of experience as a funnel builder. So this is you. This is what you want to be. Now, if you land on this page, if you land on a sales page, or if you get excited by a product, it's only because you think that this particular product is going to help you to become this version, okay, which is, I don't know, let's say this product is a focus supplement that helps you with your focus, okay? So for this product, it helps you with focus, and this is you who is lacking focus, who is kind of distracted all the time. You find this product interesting because this product claimed to help you with your focus, and the only reason why you will buy this product is because you want to be more focused. You want to be this desired self, and that's the only reason why people make purchase decision, and that's the only reason why you should focus a lot more on the what section and pinpoint the main benefits, okay? So keep this thing in mind while shooting the video, and just make sure that you include at least one video on your page or funnel, and yep, you will see the spike in your conversion. Now coming to the fifth point, you should have testimonials or social proof in your funnel, and it's really important to prove that there is a community behind the product you're selling. At the end of the day, we are humans and we all are social beings, which means that we like society and we live in an environment surrounded by people. And it's really important to include it's really important to give the same kind of feeling for your product as well on your page. And how can you do that? It's usually done by a testimonial section where you include videos about how people like what their experience was after using their product. You include text testimonial, how your product has changed millions of lives and whatever. And yeah, just make sure that you have a section designated to the testimonial part, because at the end of the day, if you cannot prove that there is a community backing your product or service, people will still be skeptical about you and they won't trust you completely. So keep that in mind and don't forget to add a testimonial section. It's really important. Now coming to the last point, it's scarcity. Okay, so let me just make a visual thing for you guys. Okay, you bought the prospect from this position. Let's say the prospect is Sash. Okay, you bought him from here where he didn't knew anything about your product to a place where he's just before the line and as soon as he crossed this line, you've got the sale. So you took him from here and you bought him to this close to making the sale. Now, here's the thing. Our human brain is so good and bad because it's just gonna give you all the reason to not do something that's new. And if the prospect, if the individual, if Sash doesn't know about you and he doesn't know about your product, or he's a cold prospect from Facebook, there's a high chance that he's not gonna make the buying decision in the first time because his mind is just gonna tell him that, dude, this is uncomfortable, so just don't do it. And to just counteract the fact, you should add a scarcity element, because if you just close the gap by just telling him that supplies are limited, there are only X units available, I'm soon taking this product off, and all those stuff, that bias will be closed and you will get the sale. So always remember to include a scarcity element at the end of your page, or in the middle part, because scarcity actually makes a lot of money, actually sells a lot better. So with that said, guys, I hope you found something valuable. So just to give you guys a brief recap of what I have talked about, it's the first thing comes first, which is the rule of one, where you're supposed to have one goal for your page and one sales message and one offer for each and every page and one call to action. Because if you have too many call to action, you have too many sales angle, you're just confusing the prospect, and a confused mind always says no. Keep that in mind. That's the first thing you have to consider before even sketching out your funnel or doing a structure or deciding on the color scheme or whatever. So that's the first step. The second one is the 5-second rule, where your goal is to capture the prospect's attention in the first 5 seconds and answer these 3 questions in the first 5 seconds, which are what the product is about, what it can do for them, and how they can get it. Now, if you have answered these 3 questions in the first few sections, they're hooked. So that's the second goal. Okay, 5-second rule. And once you have done that, it's usually the third thing is talking about the key benefits and not the facts of the product. And then you should always include the benefits in bullet points, because we all have a tendency to skim through a page before actually reading it. And just keep this in mind and think about the Apple example that I gave you. Okay. The fourth one is to include a video, because videos always sell better than text, and it's always better to include a video because the prospect is gonna know, like, and trust you more once they see a video from you. That's the fourth point. The fifth one is the testimonial section. We all are social beings, which means that we all like community. And your sales page, if you don't have a community backing your product in the form of testimonials, screenshot, or whatever, there's a higher chance that the prospect will be skeptical about your services or offer. So always remember to include a testimonial section which kind of talks about the community behind it and gives them a feel of a community. So that's the fifth point. Now the sixth one is scarcity. just remember, include a scarcity element in your landing page and you will get the conversions, because our mind will do everything to just stop us from making a purchase decision or doing something that's new. So if you add a scarcity element, you're just telling the mind that if you don't take action right now, you're just gonna lose on this deal, and that's a good way to sell. So with that said, I hope you guys found something valuable from this video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button, and yeah, just let me know what do you think about it in the comment section below. So with that said, see you on the next video.